Welcome to Cat Corner. In this episode, we explore the rarest breed of domestic cat, the Sokoke. While there are 600 million domestic cats in the world, there are fewer than 100 Sokoke cats. This is my cat, Socrates. He's a 4-month-old Sokoke, which is the rarest breed of cat in the world. Experts place their remaining numbers at between 50 and 100. They're also one of the only purely natural cat breeds and are directly descended from Asian wild cats. They were first discovered in the Arabuko Sokoke Forest Preserve in Kenya in 1978 and now are extinct there because of loss of habitat. Unlike most domestic cats that sleep the majority of the time, these guys are very energetic and are considered the most intelligent and telepathic feline. They are so fast that often they appear to be in 2 places at the same time. Sokokes are faster than any other domestic cat. This is thanks to their long legs, slender bodies, and just generally cheetah-like physique. They look like ocelots and have a distinctive pattern that resembles the bark of trees that they once lived among. Sokokes have a unique and very endearing personality. They're extremely social and they want to make sure that they are in good stead with every single member of the family. This may mean when they enter a room, checking in with every single person, cat, animal, whatever there might be, in succession. They also get their feelings hurt if the animal that they're trying to be friends with does not seem to like them. However, they are not perturbed easily, and unless they have a completely unwilling partner, they will slowly warm the heart of just about anyone as they continue to approach them and basically say, I'm your friend, won't you be mine? They also have many characteristics that are similar to dogs. One of them is fetch. So if you throw them a favorite toy, often, not always, they will bring you that toy back and drop it in front of you for you to throw again. They also are followers, so they really enjoy being close to their family and going along with anybody who happens to pass by. My gray cat here is a good example of an unwilling friend who Socrates is attempting to endear himself to. He really loves eating with the whole family and will continue to eat off of everybody else's plates, which he thinks is part of kind of the social activity of eating. This is funny because there's one black cat that I have who really loves to steal from other people's plates, but Socrates doesn't mind that at all, and he will return the favor by stealing food from Hamilton's plate. Because of their active nature, Sokokes can have quite a healthy appetite, and kittens generally eat more than adults anyway, but Socrates eats quite a lot. He has never done anything to purposefully upset anyone else in the family. He's always trying to make friends and become close to those around him and preserve positive relationships. Now, of course, because he's a kitten and the other cats are older, he has a tremendous amount more energy than they do, and sometimes he can be annoying unintentionally. So he needs lots and lots of attention from the people in order to distract him from annoying the cats too much, because the cats are older. They're like 12, and which is basically like them being in their 70s. So here he is, double checking that he has eaten every last little microscopic bit of food that he possibly could. And then, of course, the detailed cleaning. This cat is one of the cleanest cats that I've ever had, and they all are, but he really, really takes thorough care to make sure that he is 100% clean all the time.
You going?
As I mentioned, at this point, Socrates is 4 months old, and he is the only new kitten in the family, but we soon realized that we needed to add another, and as it turns out, adding 2 kittens to an existing established cat family is the best thing to do, because now instead of us having to play with him constantly, which this demonstrates, he is able to play with his new friend, who will be in the next video, named Molly, who has equal amounts of energy to him, if not more, because she's even younger. Anyway, Socrates needed a companion because of this boundless energy, and he's much happier, and so are the older cats, because he's no longer trying to make friends with them constantly. He is able to have these very long bouts of intense play like this that can last an hour or more, which is much longer than most cats can play in a single session. And then he will finally rest for a little while, which the rest period also doesn't even last as long as it normally would for a cat. So he's just a little ball of energy, which is very amazing to see, because when you think that he is resting, you find, oh, that was just like 1 second long of sitting back while he, recovered, and then he's back into this incredible mode of playing. Poor little guy, his teeth got stuck there. So he is very fun to observe and to see grow. Every single day, it seems he's doing something new and discovering new games that he likes and training his people to play new games. But he has quite a little personality, is incredibly sweet and loving, and I just have to make sure that he has plenty of cuddles and kind of training toward or a customization to being calm as well and feeling comfortable being like that. He is able to somehow be in multiple places at the same time. So it's a real risk that he can get out of the house without anybody noticing, because if you look up and you see that he's like 100 or 200 feet away from the door, and then you open and go outside, he can suddenly just materialize right next to you, which is just almost unbelievable how that can even happen, because you don't think he's there, and then suddenly he's there. And not only that, but he's past you, and you look back to where he was and think, God, he looked like he was so totally engrossed in that specific spot and like he'd been there a long time. And then he's somewhere completely different. So you can't take for granted that he is where he is, because just because he's there doesn't mean he'll be there 1 second from now. And the thing is that they move so incredibly fast that it's really beyond anything that you've ever seen before. You think with most cats, you have kind of, a judgment or an idea of how long it will take them to get from one spot to another. And when most cats move, it also looks like it takes a certain amount of energy from them. Whereas with Socrates, it's like all he has to do is decide that he wants to be transported or teleported from one spot to another, and boom, instantly he is. And sometimes you don't even see it happen because you just look away for an instant. But when you see it, it's like he doesn't really require any energy or effort to do that, because somehow he's just so incredibly fast that all he has to do is just go, okay, I want to be over there. Boom, I'm there. It's just unlike anything that you've ever seen. And then he has this wonderful, like, sweetness that can turn into amazing cuddliness and just love of his, people or fellow cats. And something that he does that's really cute with me, well, and with my dad as well, and others who he knows super, super well. He'll like come right up to you and just like lick you on the mouth and lick you on the nose. And at night, because he sleeps with me, he will do that for pretty long periods of time, almost to the point of being annoying because his tongue is really scratchy. But it's adorable, so at the same time you want to let him do it because you're like, God, this is so cute. Anyway, he's just a super lovable, friendly, happy guy, and I'm so glad that somehow magically he entered my life. Because when you get a new cat, you never know what to expect. You may, interact with them and think they've got one kind of personality, and sometimes it's a little bit dependent on the situation that they're in when you get them, and then you take them home and they might, express themselves differently. And that's just part of the experience of introducing a new cat to your life, or any new animal really. But he's super, super sweet. And so now you can see him attacking my hand. Although he looks like he's pretty fierce, because he definitely has that look. And when he was younger, like 3 months old, he was 3 months old when I got him. He still didn't really know how to kind of rein in how tightly he'd grab you with his claws or how hard he'd bite you. But now he really is very aware of that. So when you see him biting, he's actually just barely biting or clawing. So he really doesn't cause any pain. So as always, I'm super excited to see the kind of personality that Socrates continues to develop and which of his games he retains and keeps doing for the rest of his life, and which kind of fall by the wayside. So he's definitely most into kind of simple toys like these little mice that he can just throw around and act all crazy with. He doesn't really like mechanized things, which I guess maybe is in part because of the breed's lack of exposure to things. So like battery powered toys are a big miss with him. He doesn't like them at all. He likes to get in the bathtub and have a mouse or little jingle bell ball thrown to him. Or, of course, playing with strings. And he just has incredible, boundless energy. And I'm always going to have a house that's got a very long hallway for him, because he needs to be able to just run like full speed sprint down across a house. And he would not be good, I don't think, for a small apartment, because he really needs full space to be able to have his energy expended and to really exercise those long legs and that incredible, incredible athleticism that he has. So now that you've met Socrates, I hope you look forward to getting to know him a little better and learning more about Sokoke cats, and that you would be excited about meeting one in person if you ever had the opportunity, which is not very likely given there are so few of them left in the world. But hopefully breeders will continue to breed these beautiful cats and keep this breed of cat alive and well, and allow others the opportunity to introduce these lovable little creatures into their home and family.